Hello and welcome to the Daily Mail for Thursday the 28th of July 2022. Now before we get to the Millwall news part of this video, it is time for me to put my money where my mouth is and actually pick a selection for the EFL Championship table that I think will be at the end of the season in May. What I think where teams will finish and where, more importantly, where Mighty Millwall will finish. Where will they finish? Will it be Mighty Millwall? Well, we don't know. Now, what I'm primarily going to do about this is I'm going to look at the table from last season, how it finished, and then I'm going to judge, would a team do better or worse than they did last season? Now, doing that, there are 6 teams that you can't really do that with. The 3 that came down from the team from the division above and 3 that come up from the division below. So we're going to have to adjust for that and put them in the mix as well. So before I start selecting, I'm just going to have a quick flick through some things. This is squad churn. I've shown you this before. It's the same. It's from the 8th of July. The geezer hasn't updated in 20 days. It basically, you start at the top, you go around clockwise. Each little segment that looks like a piece of fruit, like a grapefruit or whatever, or pineapple. It's just a pineapple ring, so each little chunk, like a pineapple chunk, is a player and how many minutes they played. And so as you go around clockwise, that's the first team. When you get around the back end up to like 11 o'clock, them's is squad players and youths. When it's a bright colour, that's a player that stayed with the team. When it's kind of greyed out a bit, that player's left. So you can see here, the teams with the most squad retention: Bristol City, Wigan. Now, that's because they can't really bring anyone in, so they've had to keep the players they've got. But when you look at the other end, Reading, most of their first team players have gone. There was one player who hadn't left yet. He's probably left by now. I'm not too sure because this was 20 days ago. They are in absolute dire straits. They are in financial trouble. Not only that, but Derby County, on their playing record last season, would have finished above Reading. Reading was saved by Derby County's points deduction. So Reading, by rights, without any other stuff getting involved, should have been relegated last season. They are a League 1 team walking. So they are one of the favourites for relegation. And let's be honest, they've been on a downward slide since Majeski passed the club on. Sad to say. And you can see as well, clubs like Burnley lost a lot of players. Players playing in the Premier League last season, they want to stay there. They want to stay at that level. So they've gone. Again, Watford. Now, one team coming down, Norwich, kept most of their players and added a couple as well. So, interesting stuff to see here. Now, Preston lost their 2 most played players from last season. So, will they get better? Will they not? Don't know. So, we've seen that. Now let's look at the transfers. Who were the players who left? Who were the players that came in? So we have Birmingham bringing in John Ruddy. Yeah, I'm just going to quickly. Don't worry about the players leaving, like who's come in. Only look at the players who are leaving if it's a lot of players. So yeah, not a lot coming in, a lot going out. Blackpool. Not a lot going on there, is there, for Blackpool? I imagine they probably feel that they don't have to do that much. Teams like Blackpool, Bristol City, when they look at basket cases like Reading and Birmingham, they're probably thinking, well, there's only really one relegation place up for grabs, so we should be fine. Just don't have to spend that much money. So here's the players that Burnley have brought in. Who are these players? A couple from Belgium. And then loans from Chelsea and Man City. And a couple of frees from Man City as well. So Okay. But is that better than what they've gone? Tarkowski's gone? Well, you could say that, but they did get relegated, so Cardiff are the ones. They've brought in so many players, but are they any good? And a few ex Millwall players there: Marlon Romeo, Ryan Alsop, Shea Ojo. It looks like they're just trying to sign some cheap, decent players and see if any of them actually hit the ground running and do well. So Coventry there, bringing in a few. Interesting stuff there. Huddersfield, obviously needing to bring some players in. Conor Mahoney there signing on a free. So yeah, not spending a lot of money there. Some free signings. But they've lost Lewis O'Brien and Aria Toffolo to Nottingham Forest. Hull, if you don't know, have been taken over by basically the Turkish Simon Cowell, and they've signed quite a few players from Turkey. So will that work out? Now Turkey is quite a big country, it's around 100 million, so that we don't often get Turkish players coming to this country, because why would they leave? They're superstars in Turkey. Turkish football is well supported and well attended, and players they do very well in the Champions League. They get there, they compete. Not the best, but they do all right. So yeah, so they've brought all these players in, but they've lost a few as well. And most notably George Honeyman to us. Luton. Again, well, look at who they're signing. They've signed a player from Lambeth Tigers, Newport Pagnell Town. Now, obviously, I assume that's for the under 23 team, but you never know. Boas and Pitsea. So again, it looks like they're trying to bring in some cheap players with potential and see if they do well. Middlesbrough, I really do like the look of Middlesbrough. Look, Tommy Smith from Stoke on a free. A player not on this list who they signed today, Marcus Fors from Brentford. Basically the striker that, if we signed him, that would be amazing. But it seems when you look at the strikers that they were linked, like Ikpeazu, Jordan Ugill. Now they just signed Marcus Force, so definitely a step up from them. Darragh Linehan from Blackburn Rovers. So Middlesbrough look to be doing well in the transfer market. Look, Millwall. We all know about Millwall signings. Are we missing something? Are we missing another point man striker? Don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's just they've got to figure out how they're going to play the players they've got. Yeah, we don't know. Good to see Jayden Davis signing for Crawley. So there's Norwich just only bringing in 2 players, one from Sao Paulo. So will that work out? Who knows? Here's Preston, Freddie Woodman, keeper. Ben Woodburn from Liverpool. So Robbie Brady from Bournemouth. But Troy Parrott from Tottenham. He's still at Tottenham and he's still going out on loan. Do they think he's going to do something? I mean, do they not know he's not any good? I don't know. Why? Like, seriously, Tottenham at the level they're at, Troy Parrott's a million miles away from them. QPR, Jake Clark-Salter from Chelsea, Tyler Roberts from Leeds on a loan. And of course, we know they're trying to sign Danny McNamara, but 2 frees and 2 loans. And an unknown manager, Michael Bill. So, local lad from Bromley, apparently. He's one of these technocrat coaches who's done his badges and worked his way up and gone around the world coaching different countries. So, we'll see how he gets on. Could be a rough one for QPR. Here's Reading. I think they're under some kind of transfer embargo. I don't think they're allowed to pay any transfer fees. That's what I heard. But Shane Long coming back, how old? He's nearly 40 years old. Is he a striker? Jeff Hendrick from Newcastle on loan. I mean, Sam Hutchinson from Sheffield Wednesday on a free. It's Dean Buzanis. Is he a goalkeeper? I mean, I think he is, isn't he? Yes, some old players there who may be past their best for Reading. Will that be enough to keep them up? Rotherham? Yeah, a weird one for Rotherham is their top scorer, Freddie Ladapo, who scored a lot of goals for them, got them promoted, and then he's like, yeah, I'm bouncing, and just went back down to League One to sign for Ipswich Town. I imagine that maybe they would offer him more money. Ipswich are a bigger club than Rotherham. They have more fans, I believe. They have a better stadium. Maybe you wanted to come back down south as well, but that was a weird one where you're in a championship with one team and then you just let your contract run out and go back down to the next league. Kind of weird, but okay. And the players they brought in, not really anything to write home about. Sheffield United, will these be the players they need to push them up? I don't know. I did like the look at the way they finished. They did finish very strong at the end of that season. But we'll have to see. Stoke, undisclosed, and a couple of frees and a couple of loans. Most notably, Will Smallbone, who was linked with us. They've got him in on loan. And Dwight Gale as well. Very old. Will he score goals for them? Will it be enough? Obviously, I think if they're not doing, they want to get promoted. Is that enough to get them promoted? Aidan Flint from Cardiff. I don't know. But if they're nowhere near being promoted, then I can see the manager getting the old heave-o. Sunderland. Jack Clark from Tottenham. They spent 10 million on Jack Clark from Tottenham. Is that real or like what? Seriously? Sunderland are paying £10 million to transfer a player from Tottenham. Sunderland, they just come up from League One. That's crazy, but they are a big club. They have a lot of fans. I imagine that the fans are very happy about being back in the Championship. So, of course, we know they've got Danny Ballard. So we'll have to wait to see that. Swansea, again, not some big names there. Joe Allen, going back to Swansea from Stoke. Okay. Watford. Again, not really a lot coming in, but a lot going out. West Brom, obviously we know they brought Jed Wallace in. They think those three players are enough and all they need, but not too sure about that. Wigan. On free transfers, Josh Stones from Guiseley, Ryan Nyambi from Blackburn Rovers, and Luke Brennan from Blackburn Rovers. So again, players about being quite a few players leaving Blackburn Rovers. Obviously, you're not happy with them. See, they binned off Tony Mowbray at the end of the last season, and will that be a massive mistake for John? Or was it who they? They brought in a Swedish guy. Was it Thompson? I don't know, but I don't think he's what they want. I think that was like trying to pander to the fans because he used to play for them, didn't he? So even though we all know pre-season means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. So let's have a look at the pre-season results. Now, I don't think it's comprehensive because our game against Hanaby isn't on this list. Now that was short notice, so I can understand why they missed that. But so Blackburn Rovers keeping quite a few clean sheets. Birmingham losing, losing away to Burton, losing away to Cheltenham Town, losing away to Solihull Moors. Birmingham, one of the other favourites for relegation, along with Reading. Blackpool, not doing too well. Bristol City, mixed bag. Beating Bournemouth at home, but again, there's no goal scorers here. There's no teams here. Burnley, losing away to Wolves 3-0. Now Wolves have a low XG and they don't score many goals, so losing to 3 goals to them is not the best. Cardiff here, mixed bag for them. Coventry, quite a few clean sheets there in the last 3 games. Huddersfield, not doing too well. So Hull, again, not doing too well. Luton, beating Peterborough, but other than that, not too much going on for them. Now Middlesbrough, look at this. 4 clean sheets. 3 clean sheets. They lost 3-0 to Braga, but they did beat Marseille 2-0. Interesting. There's Millwall's results. Again, they're missing the Hammarby result. So Norwich losing both of their games in Scotland against Celtic and against Hibernian. Interesting stuff. Preston losing at home to Leicester City, but beating Hearts. QPR. Who have they played? Are they hiding? Are they scared? They played Wilston twice. Why? They played Crawley, and they played like 2 non-league German teams. They haven't played anyone half decent. Are they scared of being exposed? Reading, yeah. Not too much going on for Reading. Rotherham, not many clean sheets. Conceded a few goals, especially away. They had 4 away games there. Salford City, Mansfield Town, Doncaster Rovers and Crewe. Didn't keep a clean sheet in any of them. Sheffield United losing at home, losing away to Barnsley, but beating Mansfield Town and Burton 3-0 away. Also winning 6-0 against Sheffield United, against Lincoln City at home. So they do look strong there. Stoke losing at Bristol Rovers, losing at Hearts. Sunderland abandoned at half-time due to a power cut. Interesting. Game there from Monday not put up yet. Interesting, okay. But the results aren't too good. Losing away to Bradford and losing away to Accrington Stanley. So, funnily enough, all of their friendlies seem to be away. Is there something going on in Sunderland? Oh, was the Sunderland ground being used for the Women's World Cup? Is it World Cup or Euros? I don't really know because I don't care. Swansea, their tippy-tappy football, not being able to keep a clean sheet. Beating Forest Green 3-2, drawing with Plymouth 1-1, beating Bristol Rovers 3-2, and beating Charlton Athletic 2-1. So you get the gist of that. Some good results there from West Brom and Wigan. Yeah, mixed bag. So you get the gist with that. So let's go back and go to this. So as we've seen, this is the tier maker this is a tier list from tiermaker.com, and we're going to start off at the bottom. And where are the teams? So there's Birmingham, think they're in contention for relegation. Where's the Reading? There, that one, Reading. And again, Rotherham. Is it Rotherham? Is it going to be Hull? Is it going to be Cardiff? I think they're all contending, so I don't know. I'm going to put so Rotherham, Hull, Cardiff. These are all like in relegation fight. Blackpool as well, probably. And then maybe Huddersfield as well, being involved in that. So then I've got to pick one to go down to the rest of that. Yeah, Birmingham and Reading and Hull were the teams that finished the 3 places above relegation last season. Cardiff finished just above that. Bristol City, they were, I swear, I thought they were guaranteed to go down last season. Well, of course, we had 2 points deductions for different teams. And I can see them staying up just because there's a couple of worse teams doing worse than them. So, but I'm gonna have to pick a team to go down. I think Birmingham. I think Reading. It's out of Rotherham and Blackpool. And I'm probably gonna go for Rotherham. Yeah, and I'm gonna go Birmingham bottom, Rotherham in the middle, and then Reading in the last place. So what do I need to do there? Bottom half is from what, 13th down, so there's 9 teams in bottom half and surviving. Bristol City surviving, and then bottom half, well, we've got to go Wigan. I think Luton are going to drop off. Preston North End obviously going to drop off. That's where did they finish this last season? They finished 13th. So that is bottom half. And then we had Stoke City 14th, Swansea 15th, Cardiff. So okay. There should be 12 teams left to go in the top 6 and the 7 to 12. So there's 13 teams there, so I need to add one more to the bottom half. So that's got to get QPR, definitely. Let's rearrange this now. I've got the team sorted. I think Hull are going to be a bit weird, bringing in all these Turkish people. I'm not too sure about that. Blackpool, probably no. Blackpool there. Huddersfield there. Cardiff there. Oh, it's not moving. Cardiff there. Bristol City there. So this is an order going from right to left. In terms of bottom up, so Birmingham will be bottom, and then as we go up, Rotherham, then Reading, then Hull, then Blackpool, then Huddersfield, then Cardiff, then Bristol City, and then probably QPR, Wigan, Preston, Luton, and we now have to stick these 12 teams in the top 12. So Sunderland spending big, but torn, because I think Blackburn are going to drop off. Where did Blackburn finish last season? They finished 8th. So the top 12 last season was Coventry, QPR, West Brom, Millwall, Blackburn, and 7th was Middlesbrough. Luton Town, no way they're going to finish in the top 6 again. Huddersfield Town, no way they're going to finish in the playoffs again. They've had an absolutely shocking transfer window. So who's going to finish 12th? I think of the teams here who are on the wane. Now, I put Swansea finished 15th last year, so I think. Do I think they're going to be? Actually, you know what? I'm going to put Preston up there. I'm going to put Swansea there. Yeah. So I'm going to put Preston 12th. Preston 12th. And then I don't know. It's probably Blackburn. Sunderland, Coventry, Stoke. And I've got to pick one more team to finish. So who's going to finish 7th? So this is where it gets interesting. And I don't know if you notice, Millwall's still on the board. Interesting stuff. So everyone thinks Norwich are going to win the league. I think they're pretty strong. One thing to note is they are the most easterly team. There is a lot of travelling for them this season. I don't know how it was in previous seasons when they won the league, but I think it's always that way. They generally are the most eastern team. So a fair bit of travelling for them to do. But I think they will still finish in the top 2. So I think this is going to be tough. I'm sour on Watford and Burnley. I'm bullish on Sheffield United and Middlesbrough. I'm wavering on Millwall. Was super optimistic at the start of the season. Now I'm not too sure. I'm gonna go. There's still 6 teams there, so I need to pick a team to finish 7th still. And you know what? I think that will probably be Burnley. I like Vincent Kompany. Why is everyone raving about him? I'm not too sure. There's a lot going on there. So the teams I have left are the teams that will finish in the top 6. But where will they finish in the top 6? Who knows? I'm just randomly putting them there, and then I'm going to rearrange them. So I think Middlesbrough, fantastic manager, amazing transfer window, signing what they need to sign. I think they're going to finish 2nd. I think Norwich are going to win the league, and then probably West Brom. Were they all that? I don't know. Last season, not really. Watford have got troubles. Will they be a bit deluded? Well, they thought they were Premier League. I think that there's a bit of that. They did finish. Well, they finished rock bottom, didn't they? So they were the worst team. Maybe I might switch them with Burnley. Actually, I'm gonna switch them with Burnley. And then I'll probably put. I think that's it. This is my prediction for next season's championship, where the teams will finish. First, we've got Norwich. 2nd, Middlesbrough. 3rd, Sheffield United. 4th, West Bromwich Albion. 5th, Millwall. 6th, Burnley. 7th, Watford. 8th, Stoke City. 9th, Coventry. 10th, Sunderland. 11th Blackburn Rovers, 12th Preston North End, 13th Luton, 14th Swansea, 15th Wigan, 16th QPR, and I think that the manager's getting sacked. 17th Bristol City, 18th Cardiff City, 19th Huddersfield Town, 20th Blackpool, 21st Hull City, and the 3 teams getting relegated: 22nd Reading, 23rd Rotherham, and 24th, possibly with a points deduction, Birmingham City. So there it is, done and dusted. And it only took 30 minutes, and now we can move on to the Millwall news. So we better run through this because it's already been going long. So yeah, this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall set to boil down their transfer plans once Championship action has started. Millwall manager Gary Rowett is happy to play a waiting game as the Championship club look to conclude their transfer window business. The Lions have made 5 signings this summer, with Leeds United midfielder Jamie Shackleton the most recent acquisition on July the 19th, 10 days ago, signing on loan with an option to make his stay permanent. The South London club have broken their transfer record with the £1.7 million swoop for Zion Fleming. George Honeyman and Benik Fobi have arrived on permanent deals from Hull City and Stoke City, respectively. Millwall were interested in Everton striker Ellis Sims, but the 21-year-old is poised to sign for Sunderland. The SC16 outfit are not expected to add to their squad before Saturday's home game against Stoke City, which kicks off the league season, but that also affords Rowett the opportunity to further assess where he sees any shortcomings in his playing personnel after seeing them in competitive action, not just tune-up games and training sessions. "We spoke about wanting to bring 1, possibly 2 players before the window shuts," he told the South London Press. "We had some targets, some very good targets that have gone elsewhere, but you have to accept that we've done the same to other teams. You don't want to dive in before the first weekend's game because the window doesn't shut until the end of August. Indeed, on the 1st of September it shuts. It gives you time and a chance to look at our team a little bit and wait for the right player. It's a long season and you might have to wait 2 or 3 games for the right player. If we can get them quicker, we will do." Now again, I said this the other day, Elliot Anderson, is he still in play? Newcastle looking at him in pre-season. He wasn't in League 2 last season on loan, so maybe they'll look to loan him out to the Championship, and we'll be there in line. So that could be one of them. And I suppose we have to wait because they're looking at him in pre-season, so that's up to them. So Alex Mitchell's loan, some more details coming out about that. This is also from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Mill had strong League 2 interest in defender, but Scotland switch made so much sense. So it seems didn't really have any League 1 teams coming in for him. So they decided, let's send him up to St Johnstone. So Alex Mitchell had strong loan interest from League 2 before the Mill defender joined St Johnstone earlier this week. The 20-year-old centre-back gained first-team experience at Leyton Orient last season. Now Mitchell has lined up with Callum Davison, formerly assistant manager at the Lions and now in charge of the Scottish Premiership club. Howe has done really well in training with us in League 2, Mill boss Garrett told the South London Press. It was always the aim to either go League 1 or the SPL. We had some very good League 2 options, one of which we were very close to doing, which I assume maybe Gillingham, but it's hard because sometimes you have to try and give the player the next level to see if they can do it. Indeed, he was already in League 2, so history repeating, but it's hard because he's shown he can handle League 2. Now he might be playing Celtic or Rangers one weekend in front of 50,000 fans, and the next week play at a smaller club with a lot fewer fans. The helter-skelter of the SPL is really good. He knows Cal, and I certainly trust Cal in how he tries to develop young players into first-team regulars. Really? Watch yesterday's video that I made when they bombed out 3 defenders last season. It's a division where you can face the equivalent of a Premier League team with Premier League support, and then one's almost like League 1 or League 2 as well. It's got a little bit of everything. It's a really exciting challenge for Alex. Yeah, it's like I said, it's an exciting challenge for him not to make any mistakes, because if he does, he's going to get short shrift and stuck on the bench, especially if yet again they are in a relegation battle at St Johnstone, so that's not good. Although I suppose if you only have a 12-team league, technically every team's in a relegation battle except probably the top 3 or 4. So that's not good. Moving on to this. Really positive Millwall team news ahead of the Stoke City opener. LondonNewsOnline.co.uk again. Gary Rowett is set to have a full-strength Millwall squad to choose from going into Saturday's Championship opener at the Den. The Lions kick off their 22-23 campaign on the home turf. We've still got a couple of sessions left before Saturday, but touch wood. It is probably one of the few times we got through pre-season with no injuries at the moment. Rowett told the staff for London Press this morning. That's a massive positive, that the group is healthy and everyone has got pretty similar minutes. Everyone has put the work in on and off the pitch. We're in a good place to start the season. Sometimes the most important thing in pre-season is the fitness and conditioning the players, so you get to a place where the whole squad is in a good place physically. And that's a challenge when you've got 6 weeks build up with the double sessions. So that's the first big step for us and probably the most important. Having a full quota of players to choose from will also make picking the opening 18 that little bit harder. You usually work off the basis of having a couple of extra players each game that will miss out on the squad, said Rowett. The challenge is that you nearly always have got a couple of injuries, so when you haven't got any injuries, it still makes it a little bit more testing. It may mean someone has done really well in pre-season, put all their effort and energy into it, and then doesn't get the feeling of being part of the matchday squad. But it's important everyone understands they might go from missing out on the 18 to starting the week after, or missing the 18 to then being the main player in the squad. With 5 subs, it's also very important that you're on the bench, that you're ready to come on and make an impact. It will be part of the season strategy. You have to win games late on. Sometimes players may be more valuable to me in the last 30 than in the first 60. We have to find that balance. Players have to understand or staying together as a group. Seeing as we've got all the players fit, what are the chances you reckon that George Evans will be on the bench? If he is, it's a travesty because he's not good enough if everyone's fit. And then it's clearly Gary Rowett picking him because it's his favourite. There's no way, if all of our players are fit, that George Evans should be on the bench. That's facts. Spitting facts, bruv. Enough. We're going to move on now to some pieces from the Newsatden. So this is from Newsatden. Jamie Shackleton explains why he joined Millwall. Jamie Shackleton is arguably Millwall's most high-profile signing of the summer transfer window, despite never having played more than 22 games in a league campaign for Leeds United. The midfielder was involved in the White senior setup for 4 years before opting to move to the Den on loan for the 22-23 season. The move gives Shackleton, 22, a first taste of being a starting player at Championship Football Club. It's also his first ever loan move away from Ellen Road, making Gary Rowett just his third manager in senior football. It's been just over a week now and I feel like I've settled in well and I've enjoyed the first few games, Shackleton told Newsatden. Different coaches have different styles of training and how they want to play on match days. We prepare ourselves through the week in a different way to what my previous managers may have done. I hope I'll be able to show off the quality that I think I've got. I spoke to the manager before joining and I feel that the way we want to play and the position I want to take up, it suits the qualities that I believe I've got. I think it's a great club and a great place to show that. I spoke with Jesse and between us we decided that the most important thing at this stage of my career is to play football, which I already had in mind. That's what I enjoy doing and that's what I want to be doing non-stop. That was a key part of my decision to join. Another reason for joining the Lions is the opportunity to play midfield, which is where Shackleton believes he can show his best qualities. But I've played a lot of games at right back as well, he adds. It's not something that I turn my nose up to. It's a position that I've learned to play and I enjoy it, but I can influence games of football more in the middle. And you can read more from Jamie Shackleton in this week's Suffolk News, where he discusses his toughest opponents in the Premier League, why he's already started working towards his UEFA B licence, and what he thinks about a Millwall option to sign him permanently at the end of the season. Indeed, and we also have this from Newsatden. .co.uk. Millwall keeper wants annual winter break. And there's going to be more on that later. So this year's Championship campaign will be unlike any other in the competition's history. While football teams and their supporters will have experienced what it feels like to see club football shut down entirely for an extended period because of the COVID-19 pandemic, never before has a major international tournament forced a break in all of Europe's top leagues. This year's World Cup is being held in Qatar. A decision that has forced officials to switch the competition from the summer to the winter to avoid the extreme Middle Eastern heat. It means that the English second tier, among numerous other divisions, will pause their respective seasons in November in order to allow players to take part. No Millwall players though. Clubs like Millwall, however, will almost certainly have no players involved in the World Cup, instead giving them an extended break from football before the season resumes in mid-December. One player who's looking forward to that is Bartosz Białkowski, who believes that the time off will benefit the Lions in the long run. It's going to be different, but it's going to be nice, I think, the goalkeeper told Newsatden. The break could be crucial to have that time away from football midway through the season. Obviously, when I was playing back in Poland, we had that break, and it's nice to switch off completely after whatever games you've played. I think this year it's going to be different, but it'll be nice, I'm sure. We're going to get a few days off and then train and play 1 or 2 games before the second part of the season starts. First and foremost, we need to focus on the games we're going to play before that. Although it may end up being a one-off, Białkowski is in favour of introducing a winter break to English football. The majority of European leagues already stick to this policy, such as the Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A and League One. So what? For me, not having that break during the Christmas period is tough. I know it's tradition in England, playing on Boxing Day and New Year's Day, games like that. But for players, it's unbelievable. It's mentally and physically so tough. I'm not complaining about it. Well, it sounds like you are. But I think it would be nice to have that break to switch off completely from football and then go again. Your body needs it, really. While Białkowski may not want to think about football too much during his time off, he's incredibly excited to watch the Polish national team compete in Qatar. As a former international himself, he has fond memories of being called up ahead of the 2018 World Cup. I'm sure I'm going to watch them. I've got good friends in the squad over there, so it'll be nice if they can do well this time and surprise a few people. 2018 was an amazing experience, unbelievable. I got my first call up a couple of months before the World Cup and managed to make the squad for it. It was crazy. We didn't do well as a team, but the overall experience was unbeatable. Probably the best experience I've ever had in football. And you can read more from Bartosz Białkowski in this week's Southern News, where he discusses Millwall's incredible defensive record, their ambition in the summer transfer market, and whether or not he wants to extend his deal to remain at the club after this season. And a little reminder, I've told you about this before, but I'm going to tell you again if you missed it. So you go to the Southern News website, southernnews.co.uk. You go to the top left, click on View Digital Editions. Wait for it to load, and you can actually watch. You can read the Southern News online if you are. I assume it works abroad. I'm in the UK, so I don't know. I assume it does. You click on it. Now, currently, it's last week's one. Obviously, I think they want to sell some actual papers before they upload it. So there you go. And this is it here. This is last week's one, 21st of July. You just click on it. It comes up, and you can read it, download it. I assume if you've got like a iPad or something, you can probably download it onto that. I'm not too sure how it works, but you can click through. You can read all the stories about Southwark Council being effectively slum landlords and how they keep screwing people over. And if you keep clicking through, you can get to the back pages and you can read about Millwall. So yeah, just a reminder about doing that. So as we've just heard from Bart Białkowski, the World Cup break, I did say that it might be good if Millwall could put on some under-23 games during that time. Well, since then I found out it's actually going to be changed from under-23s to under-21s, and I've just found out today, because the fixtures have come out. We have the fixtures. There's a massive gap in November, and we'll get into that later. The first game is set to, now this could change. It's 2 weeks away though, so maybe not. On the 8th of August, away to Hull City, 7 o'clock kickoff, which usually means that it's going to be at a stadium in front of a crowd, and not a lot of teams are doing that this season. There's not a lot of games at night, obviously, because you've got to turn the floodlights on and the electricity prices through the roof. And especially when we get to winter, it's probably going to get worse. So normally Colchester would do that as well. Not doing it this year. Probably can't afford it. So Hull City up. Now they might be playing at North Ferriby United. I'll let you know later, closer to the day. But as we scroll down, if we go to, which game is it? The Colchester game. So the Colchester away game, this one here, is on the 8th of November 2022. The next game that they play is on the 10th of January 2023. So it seems that Millwall are taking the opportunity to probably completely shut down everything, shut down the training ground. All the staff and the players can go on holiday. The under 23s as well, whatever they're doing, or under 21. Sorry, I keep saying it wrong. And just have a massive break. The under 23s are under 21s are having a 2-month break. So it wouldn't surprise me as well if they shut down the club shop, shut down the ticket site, shut down everything, and just send everyone off on holiday. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all. But there you go. And we still have yet to find out which, if any, of these games will be at the Den. Now, obviously, they obviously change late on anyway, so it doesn't really matter which ones they announce now. The first home game will be on the 16th of August against Barnsley. That's set to be a 2 PM kickoff. Now, I think that's probably too late to be at the Den. The Den ones are normally earlier than that, because if you do that, you're going to hit the London rush hour on the way back. So I don't think that will be in front of the Den crowd. So, because if you look down to the game against Peterborough, that is actually a 1 PM kickoff, which is more like it. So there you go. No under 21 games during the World Cup break. So if you want your football fix in November, I think you're going to have to go down to the non-league and local non-league teams. What have we got now? So, I told you the other day, but I didn't show you. Millwall's planning application is now on Sevenoaks District Council's website. The website is pa.sevenoaks.gov.uk. And you go to planning and search planning applications. The postcode is TN156AY. And when you enter that into the search button function and press search, you will get this, or you'll get a thing, and you click on the top one. So hopefully that comes up live. Nope, it didn't. Fantastic. So, but you click on that, and then you click on the one at the top, and this is the application. Here it all is. There are 64 documents. 64. So I hope sometime, maybe next week, to make a full video just about this. And we'll see how we get on. But we obviously have the Cambridge United Cup game next week as well. So there you have it. It's a doozy. It's a lot of reading to do, a lot of looking, but it's there if you want to look for yourself. Like I said, Sevenoaks District Council planning applications TN156AY, and this is it here. Or you could go to this case number, which is 22/01961/FUL. Indeed. And that's the name of it there. The construction of a training academy facility, a groundskeeper Willie's building, and the security building, an indoor pitch and an outdoor football pitches, including an artificial football pitch and associated training areas, car and cycle parking, and hard and soft landscaping, New access to Falcon Road. Land east of Westfield Cottages, Falcon Road, West Kingsdown, Kent, TN15 6AY. So there you have it. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.